Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 6. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
It's good to have you here tonight. I'm Whitney Ward. So consider them maybe a new breed of literary critic, if you will. A librarian got quite a scare today when they opened the book drop-off this morning.
KREM 2's Nicole Hernandez in Coeur d'Alene today where some rats stopped in, perhaps for some light reading.
Hey, yeah, check it out, guys. I've got a buddy here. He is a rat, and if I can show you his face if he stops running around. Look at how cute he is. He is just adorable. He's been my friend all day long. Such a sweetie, up for adoption as well. But really, you'll never guess how they got here. So take a look.
Library books are never in one place long, always dropped back off here. At the Coeur d'Alene Public Library,
took him out, put him in the box.
Dr. Michael Priest is used to finding books in his book drop.
There's a door outside, lift it up, put your materials in, they drop down.
But Wednesday morning,
It's routine, check the after hours book drop. And as it turned out, we had 5 live rats.
abandoned overnight, dropping into the hands of someone a little wary.
Not a big fan, but these were admittedly very cute.
Cute enough for a second chance.
We called animal control immediately.
Rescuing them from the library drop box and the drop box from them.
And they did some business in there?
They did, unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately ruining a few library returns.
I think we had about 3 books and 2 DVDs.
Worth it though.
At least they ended up here, so.
Here at the Kootenai Humane Society.
Yeah, I love cats.
With cat tech Lauren Moreno.
And in rats, I guess.
Lauren is helping these rats find their forever homes after their studious night.
He's sweet. So I hope they get homes and get out of here soon so they can just enjoy the rest of their lives.
Lives they're lucky to have.
It's a place for second chances.
Thank you, nice visiting.
They are all up for adoption. They make pretty good pets. They're very smart and affectionate.
And are ready to be checked out long term.
So the Humane Society says that they have adopted out 13 rats throughout this year, so they're hopeful that these guys will find homes as well. Super sweet. But on a more serious note, of course, the Coeur d'Alene Public Library really does not want anything like this happening again. Those book returns are specifically for library materials. In Coeur d'Alene, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
All right, let's switch gears and talk weather now. Today was a gorgeous day out there with sunshine and warm temperatures, but it seems like it could be the last 60-degree day in quite a while.
Yeah, it might be for a very long while.
Right.
Meteorologist Thomas Patrick is outside right now. Thomas, I'm expecting you to say that it's probably already getting colder out there tonight.
Just a little bit, still not too bad out here as of this evening, but I'll tell you what, the end of October, and if we're lucky, maybe that first week in November, we can still squeeze out one more 60-degree day. Perhaps today was that day, but the focus is going to shift to these rainy weather systems that are going to be pretty much parading into the western U.S. You can already see the swirl of that low pressure area off the coast of British Columbia. The cold front extended off of that, well, already over western Washington and western Oregon. That will be marching eastward towards our neck of the woods for tomorrow morning. Could rain as early as about 4 o'clock in the morning in Spokane. Probably not until 6 or 7 most likely, but once that rain starts, it will stay steady through most of the day on Friday. It's going to make for a pretty wet end to our work week, and that's just the first of 2 weather systems that we're tracking. The second will hit for a 3-day time span. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Pretty long duration event and the stronger of the 2 weather systems. So expect a lot more rain out ahead of us. As for this evening, well, we were up to the low 60s for today. Again, could be our last 60-degree day of the year. Got to get out and enjoy those dry hours, and I'll show you when it will be dry over the course of this weekend in between those 2 systems that I'm tracking.
Investigators found what appears to be human remains, along with personal items, such as a backpack and notebook belonging to Brian Laundrie.
The FBI has confirmed the human remains found yesterday in the Carlton Reserve area belonged to Brian Laundrie. In other news, a townhouse was destroyed in Pullman after a lithium battery charger started a fire this morning. Pullman police responded to that fire at around 7 o'clock this morning. Now, according to police, the fire caused ammunition to explode in the basement, the garage there, grazing 1 officer. That officer is expected to be okay. Along with the townhouse, 2 cars were also destroyed in the fire, and unfortunately, one of the homeowner's cats died in that fire. Investigators estimate the damage to be nearly $500,000 in that fire.
Meantime, WSU football player Brandon Gray, who was shot and wounded at a party in Pullman last month, has now been released from the hospital. Pullman police continue to investigate. They're asking for help identifying these 7 people. Now, to be clear, they are not being considered suspects. They just may have information that could help in the investigation. So if you can help identify any of these 7 people, please contact the Pullman Police Department. New information here just within the last hour. A panel of CDC experts has now voted to recommend booster shots for Moderna and Johnson & Johnson's COVID vaccines. That panel recommended Moderna's vaccine to anyone 65 and older, anyone with underlying health conditions, and people who are at a higher risk of catching COVID because of where they work. Johnson & Johnson's vaccine is a little more simple. Anyone who got that vaccine 2 months ago or longer can now get a second dose. Before you roll up your sleeves, though, the CDC director may still modify those recommendations.
So during that same meeting, the CDC offered advice on how people should consider FDA's permission to mix and match booster shots. It's a big deal because people don't have to seek the same brand of booster as their initial doses. CDC Director Rochelle Walensky says she will accept or modify the committee's recommendations in the coming days.
All right, now back to that story about Brian Laundrie. They do believe that they have found the skeletal remains of him today, or a few days ago, in Florida. Yeah,
they say they identified those through a comparison of dental records.
So the identification comes one day after FBI agents in Tampa revealed a backpack and a notebook belonging to the 23-year-old. They were found in an area that had previously been underwater. Brian first went missing over a month ago on September 13th. That was when he told his parents he was just going out for a hike. His body was discovered almost exactly a month after his fiance's body of Gabby Petito was also found in Wyoming. She, of course, was reported missing after he came home from a cross-country trip without her. And a final autopsy did determine she died by manual strangulation. Laundrie was named as a person of interest in her disappearance, but it's still unclear how he died.
All right, still ahead tonight, ballots are already being returned for this year's general election in Washington. And there may be something on your ballot you don't know about. We're explaining those advisory votes coming up next.
Plus, a little later, one of the most notorious trials in Idaho has officially been moved. The latest on Chad Daybell's trial coming up a little bit later in our broadcast.